Imagine you're making an API for an e-commerce store in NestJS and you're preparing the E2E tests for it. Your first test suite creates a new user, updates it, then deletes it to verify the full user flow. Everything goes smoothly. Then you add another test suite where you need to log into the API again and add some items to your bag, then remove some items and finally empty the whole bag again. It's still a very simple use case, but you must already make sure to use different usernames when adding the initial test data, not to accidentally let the first test suite delete the user that's needed by the second suite. Adding the third test suite to test the orders feature is more complicated because you need to be even more careful not to delete or break the other two tests. Where am I going with this? It would be much easier if the test suites were running completely isolated from each other, so you wouldn't need to worry about all these dependencies. You can see that our main issue is the database here. The database holds the records we're testing upon. At the moment, all test suites are connecting to a single database. I spoiled it, didn't I? Yes, the solution is connecting to separate databases. When I first heard about this idea, I was very excited because this basically solves all the issues I've been having. If you're not quite there yet, no worries. Here's the trick one more time. So each test suite will create a new database on the server we're connecting to. It will also seed the database with the exact records we need to perform the tests. Your tests will probably run on Docker, so creating many databases will not be an issue. But if you're using MongoDB, I've got another very cool trick for you. It's called mongo-memory-server. This is an npm package which you can very easily install, and it has a lot of stars and downloads, so it's pretty safe. What it does is it spins up a brand new MongoDB server for you, but not only one, it can spin up as many new servers as you need. Yup, even one per each test suite. You can't get much more isolated than that, can you? Spinning up a new test server has never been so easy. But enough talking, let's see the code, shall we? I'll be creating tests for my JogJive app that I'm building, and I'll be testing my auth controller. I'm using Jest, as you might have already guessed. If you haven't already, make sure to install mongo-memory-server like this. This is the overall structure of my test. I'll have the before all block, where I'll set up the server and the app, and I'll see the database. And I'll also have an after all block, where I'll stop the app and the database. Okay, now let's add my describe. I'll need the before all block, where I'll set up my Mongo server and get its connection string. And just like that, I've created a new MongoDB server just for this test. Yep, it's that easy. I'll need the server later, so I'll just extract the variable to the top. Also, if you haven't already, now would be a good time to subscribe. It really means a lot to me. Thank you. Okay, back to the test. Let's make my module now. This is the usual stuff, so I'll just copy it from the out-of-the-box tests. Now, I need to make sure that the app is actually using my throwaway Mongo server instead of the database server. First, I'll just copy everything from app module and paste it into the testing module so that I can reconfigure the components myself. As you can see, I'm configuring Mongoose using the config service, which is reading the parameters from the env file. But I don't need this here, so I'll just replace the for root async with for root, which just takes the DB string. Okay, that was easy. I'll leave everything else as is. Now I can create my app and add any other setup that I have in my main file, like the validation pipe. And now I'm finally ready to add some demo values. I have a strong feeling that this demo data might be long in some test suites, so I'll make a common place for the seeding stuff. I'll place all the seeding files into the tests seeds folder and use the .seed.ts suffix for the files. In the auth e2e.seed file, I'll create a single function called seed_auth_e2e. It'll take the user model I'm already using in my app. Now, I'll just prepare a promise.all wrapper and then create one test record. And just like this, my seeding function is complete. Back to my E2E test. I'll now just use this function. Perfect. The setup is pretty much done. I'll quickly add the after all block where I'll close the app and the database server, and I'm done. Now I can go ahead and add some actual tests. And now I'm done. Now, depending on your use case, you might want to move some of the logic from before all to before each. Maybe you'll need to clean up some records between the tests, but that's up to you. My use case is simple enough, so I'll just have it all in one block. But yeah, it's not that hard, is it? And now we also have the template for all your other tests, so you can just simply copy and paste the logic to create new ones. And you don't ever have to worry about the tests running in parallel or test suites breaking each other's records. I don't know about you, but I'm pretty excited about this one. Let me know what you think down in the comments and see you soon. Cheers, bye.